Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's quite a bit to organize, but the airsofting stuff, it's good, man. It's fun. It's valuable. I would say, depending on where you go, that could hinder your experience or help your experience. I think we already talked about this before, where if you have the right group of people, then you're going to get the right end result, right? If you have people that are just like, oh, let's go fucking shred. And
I think the people you surround yourself with have a large part to do with how successful you are, or that is for sure.
Yeah, with everything. So I'm lucky enough that the group we have right now, like we all train together in the gym, on the range, and airsoft. And I'm one of the newest ones. Me and Justin are the newest ones in this group to airsoft. The rest of them are all like airsoft vets, right? So they're kind of like getting us in tune with everything. And, you know, what's great about this community, just like with USPSA, they make it easy to want to be there because it's a good time and the community is good, right? But in terms of like the gear and like the training value, just like USPSA and flat range, there's pros and cons, right? I guess we can start off with the fact that you're going to have to go to most airsoft ranges in California that I know of, indoor or outdoor, are going to be like, 50% people who just want to run around and just have a great time.
Okay.
And then maybe 50% that's like us, where we're like, dude, what do we do here? How do we get flanked? Like, who was covering that hallway? Do you know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you this. So because you're sort of talking about the community that shows up to airsoft, who are these people? So you just mentioned just kind of like you and the group that we train with, which is fairly serious about their training and always trying to extract some value from it outside of the fun factor. Yeah. But what I'm hearing you say is there's can be other people there that are just there to dick off and have a great time, and there's nothing wrong with that, but you have two conflicting sort of wants or needs there, maybe coming into contact with one another. Or how does that impact things? So I guess my question is like, who's there? What do you run into? What can I expect if I go out and airsoft here?
There's going to be people who just go in there, maybe not that often, that they're just want to go in and shoot each other pretty much,
recreationally.
And then there's people who are like on airsoft teams where they have like the colored jersey, like a whole helmet with like the spike mohawk, the LED lights shooting out of their barrels.
Really?
Yeah. Just a ton of weird shit like that. Like one of them really annoyed Will. It was funny actually. Cause we're going over like our strategy to like clear one side of like this warehouse, and this guy was like, dude, you just got to run around as fast as you can, and that's how you do good in airsoft. And we're like, dude, we're not trying to do that. So that kind of paints a picture, right?
Okay.
That was one guy on our team, and I'm sure you're gonna run into that more and more. I went out a couple times with them and went to a couple stores with them. So I'd say after going to a couple airsoft stores and a couple of 4.5 hour nights with them, that I have like a decent idea of what to expect here. But like I said, if I had to think about it really hard, I'd say it's 50-50 people who are thinking in the tactical space and 50% people are like speed softers is what they call them. Right.
Could you compare it to like paintball?
Yeah. Like the speed softers would be like competitive paintball.
Okay.
Paintball, right. Where it's like, and almost like USPSA, right. It's all gas, no defense. It's all speed. Right. Which is a good time, but it's not really tactically sound when real bullets are flying. Right.
No, it's not.
Yeah. So, but I will say, even though tactics might be low IQ, even on the serious side of the teams, right? Because I think there's like about 40 or 50 people in like a warehouse that's like, I don't know, I'd have to say maybe like a 50,000 square foot warehouse, something like that. Even if there is like 50% of the field like is serious and they're not trying to speed soft, that doesn't mean their IQ level is like really high in terms of tactics, right? Because me and our group, we all have CQB knowledge or experience from different people, but we're trying to piece that together and communicate. You know what I mean? It's just like any team sport, dude. You get new people together and then like everybody has different opinions on what should happen. So
it's not like you're training together all the time. You show up and you've got different skill sets, different discourse or vernacular. People are thinking similar but differently. It's not flowing.
Yeah. And then there's different fitness levels, which is also another piece we'll get into with this. But yeah, so like, it's just hard. My point in saying that is even if half the field is very serious and they're all wearing Cry Precision pants and Faro Concepts plate carriers and they have real nods.
So they show up looking good.
Yeah. So they show up looking good. Right. And they have the gear and some of these people we ran into, I actually had shot at a range with before with some of our buddies. And so they're regular airsofters and they're less on the range, but they use all their gear on the range.
Okay.
And I would say that like they're okay at shooting, but they're like good at airsofting. Like they were like whooping their ass airsofting, even though we were trying to like really try. Right. Anyway, I would say that because there's a lot of chaos with different mindsets going into this, you have to take that into account. Now I went to a place where it's basically anybody comes in this time slot, and this is everybody that comes in for these many sessions from,
it's like open gym.
12.
It's like open gym.
It's like open gym. Right. And so even though everybody starts at the same time and everybody has different color armbands, red versus green or whatever, you still have like minds and teams doing way different things. Right. So it's kind of chaos. So like you're thinking, how could you seriously take this like seriously if there's actual like speed softers and then people that are serious, and then there's like a ton of rules. Like if you actually turn the corner on somebody and you're within like 10 feet or something of that nature, you can just yell bang, bang. And they're like, all right, you got me. Cause I mean, I got a ton of welts now from airsofting. And like Bryant actually got like a nice scab on his cheek from it. So it definitely hurts. You have to respect it. But my point is things like that, like I guess you turn the corner and say bang, bang, but it's like, do you really want to build habits like that? Or, you know what I mean? Like as much as one of our friends was being a dickhead and he was like, I'm going to go on the other team because like, I just feel like owning you guys, this is like one of the most avid airsoft guys in our group. Yeah. He fucked our whole team up in one of these scenarios, like in one of the matches. And I appreciate that he lit us up instead of saying bang, bang. He turned a corner and like lit up 5 of us instead of saying bang, bang. I would rather appreciate that for training value and being like, fuck, that hurt, instead of being like bang, bang and like create that scar.
I just did this review on Raul Martinez's Rogue Methods close contact gunfighter course. And I think I ended that review with basically that piece of it, how important I felt that was to the experience, because it's a stark reality or a harsh reminder of what the reality again could be if that was a real situation. I think what it does is it wakes you up, right? Mm-hmm. There's the whole stress inoculation piece, but it wakes you up to, damn it. Like first off, that doesn't feel good. It hurts. Yeah. Right. So it's not going to kill you. It doesn't feel good. So there's a physical response to fucking up versus bang, bang. There's just disappointment.